The idea of Fred Swanson came from this man, Nate King, in early 2015. And when he had given me the script, I was amazed. I couldn't put it down. It was the story of Swanson and Swanson was the greatest thing I've ever read. And upon reading it, I was immediately on the phone with producers, and before we knew it, we
Universal.
had Universal, Paramount, the Weinsteins. Everybody wanted this script. It was amazing and overwhelming. So before we knew it, we were ready to go. We were filming, and it was the greatest film project of our lives, and easily of 2015.
I'd say.
It was just remarkable, and it was quite an undertaking. But like any epic cinematic masterpiece, we had our share of obstacles. And Swanson and Swanson, for as great as it was a nightmare behind the scenes.
I originally had the story of Swanson and Swanson written to be a 4-part miniseries, 12 hours, 3-hour episodes. But I did some thinking, and I just figured, why not cut it down to 2 minutes?
Which really saved on the budget.
Yeah.
The budget was.
Originally, the budget was supposed to be around $1,000 for the miniseries.
Right.
But cutting it down to 2 minutes, it helped by.
It did. We went over the budget. We went over the budget a little bit.
Yeah, it ended up costing what,
$47,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 2 minutes. But greatness comes at a price.
It had a lot to do with the set. We had real good construction crew.
Yeah, if you look around, this is a multi-million-dollar set, and a lot of time went into the preparation. They took how many months?
18 months, about 18 months to do it. But I remember walking in, it was just unbelievable, like
overwhelming.
Surreal.
It was surreal. This was it. This was the vision, and here it was, and it. I got emotional. I got emotional. Give me a second. So before the studio would even give us a dime to start filming, they wanted to know who was going to portray this iconic character of Fred Swanson. And the A-list names that they threw at us were endless. De Niro, Pitt. Sir Ian McClellan.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
He really wanted it.
He really wanted it. Yeah, he really wanted it bad. Harrison Ford. Taylor Lautner. Taylor Lautner is so.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. He's so 2013. He's over. And for as much of a piece of shit as Taylor Lautner is, he didn't really embody the asshole that we needed Fred Swanson to be. And the truth is that no one did through the auditions, and
which leads us to I think why I got the part.
Yeah. What better asshole to play the part than the asshole himself, Nate King, who knew this character better than anyone else, better than any award-winning actor could portray. He knew who this character was.
I had a lot of help from. I went to New York and studied up there with a few people, on various unstable funeral directors, serial killer type people, just to give me that vibe, to know how they would act in a role like this,
And it definitely helped. Not to mention, we saved a lot on the salary too, as opposed to having, not to undermine you at all, but, we did save a lot of money for salary.
6 weeks into filming, we had the studio breathing down our backs because we only had 22 seconds of footage to show them.
22 seconds of footage. We wanted to make it perfect, but the studio knew that we were already way over budget, and it was about to get worse with the potted meat situation.
Yeah, that's a funny story.
Yeah.
I ordered the potted meat. It was basically my fault, I guess.
Big mistake.
Yeah. Well, I meant to order 3 cans of it, but
somehow
messed up.
Why don't we tell them what happened though?
I'm telling them.
Tell them why this happened.
You gonna let me tell them?
Yeah.
Or
okay. Please, be my guest.
Yeah, I tried to order 3 cans of potted meat. Ended up ordering. Well, I'll do it this way. We were all hanging out down the road from set. There was a shitty little motel.
Blue Mountain Motel.
Blue Mountain Motel was down the road, so we were all staying there.
It was a casting party.
Yeah, there was a casting party. Even people that weren't auditioning were hanging out there.
It was great. Pitt was
Pitt
there.
got real out of hand that night.
Yeah, it was.
He always does.
He goes hard. He goes really hard, especially when who's not around. Yeah, but he got kicked out of J. Paul's that night. I think it was really bad. Yeah. But somebody was blasted, and he decides that's when he's going to order the potted
meat. Yeah.
And how much potted meat did you order, Nate?
Well, we were all hanging out in the hotel room, and the phone rings. Front desk. I pick up. Hello. And she tells me that there's a delivery outside for Nathan King. So a couple of us walk outside, and there's 3 tractor trailers filled with potted meat. In
3 tractor trailers of potted meat. This asshole ordered 3 tractor trailers of potted meat.
$18,000.
Yeah. And again, the studio sees that the next morning. They get the receipt for $18,000 worth of shitty ass potted meat, and they were pissed. They were pissed. Casting for Swanson Swanson was the hardest thing I have ever done in my entire life. As I'm sure you know, there were only a few parts in the Swanson Swanson movie, but those few parts required incredible skill and talent, and also special features too. Do you know how hard it is to find an actor or actress who only has 4 fingers on each hand to fill these gloves? It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare to cast.
Yeah.
We even had Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson wanted the role so bad.
The organ player.
Yeah, that I don't really know why he never went through with it, but he was actually ready to go into surgery and have some of his fingers actually sewn together to fit these gloves.
To fit the gloves
for that part.
Yeah. But we did find somebody. Amazingly, we found an actor who actually fit these perfectly. An actor from Zimbabwe who fit the gloves perfectly. He had 4 fingers on each hand, and the amazing thing is his fingers
same length, same width,
like
everything.
Sausages almost, just fit them perfect. And we were thrilled to have him on on set. He was great at what he did, and it was great. That part was okay, but we also had other people who wanted to really be a part of this creation, and people who had wanted parts written for them. And at one point, I think Nate even had he had even attempted to write a part for Chloe Grace Moretz, who
I don't want to talk about Chloe. The score for the film was in the works for quite a while. We were talking to people here and there. We talked to Danny Elfman, John Williams. We knew the atmosphere we needed for this. and we came, across the Oregon, So I called up Dave,
Yeah.
Dave's great.
Dave's wonderful.
David Lynch.
David Lynch.
We ended up. Well, he's full of great ideas. We ended up one night. I was at his place. We drank 65 pots of coffee. Ended up getting on a plane, and we went over to Romania, to this haunted castle, and
In Search of Inspirato.
So we're basically breaking into this castle in Romania, and Dave finds an organ in the torture chamber. So I had my audio recorder on me, so we just recorded 30 seconds and just basically looped it, and it was perfect.
Great. And I mean, look how marvelous it sounds too. It's great. It's I think a modern masterpiece as far as scores go.
Yeah.
So after about a year of working on this project and really having, being over budget, the studio ready to pull the plug on us, we were, we still needed to finish, and we ran out of money. My God, the potted meat fiasco, the trip to Romania, all these things really added up quickly, and we needed money, and we looked at each other, and I said, Nate, do you have any more money? And
I was completely out.
He had no money.
Well, David Lynch didn't have any money when we went to Romania. I had to take care of all of
on the studio's dime. But
I didn't have anything to give him, so
Nate didn't even have like $5 in his wallet. I didn't have any more money, but we believed in the project. We believed in the movie.
Yeah.
And I took, I took a second mortgage out of my house.
Yeah.
And when you look at that final product and you look at it, it's worth it. I mean, it was worth it. I mean, I lost my wife left me. Whatever. Hey, I'll find somebody else maybe. Or not. But it was worth it. We made this amazing, through all the headache and all of the hardship and finding the person with 4 fingers on each hand. We did it. We did it all.
It worked out.
And it worked out. And now we've got what could be called the greatest movie of all time. One of the greatest movies.
No,
of all
it's
time.
definitely the greatest thing of all time, ever. And
I'll go with that. You're the greatest movie of all time.
the greatest thing of all time.
The greatest thing. Yeah. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.